Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another hard-hitting episode of the Callous Mind Talking Head Sportscast. This week we are making our Week 18 predictions. So last week of the season, we're reviewing Week 17 and my Week 17 pick results. And we're going to talk about the college football transfer portal ruining shit. All that right now. So I want to start this week's video by reviewing Week 17, and here we go. On Thursday, the Browns defeat the Jets 37-20, and so there you go, Browns. I'm actually contemplating putting money on them for winning the whole damn thing. My friend Jason actually asked me not to do that, which I don't know why. I guess he just doesn't want anybody jinxing them or something. I don't know. You know how superstitious sports fans are. I mean, we're ridiculous when it comes to that shit. Saturday, the Cowboys squeak by the Lions, and, you know, depending on who you ask, may not have really won that game, but anyway, Sunday on New Year's Eve, unfortunately, the Raiders lose, so questionable call in that game as well. Bills defeat the Patriots. Bears defeat the Dirty Birds of Atlanta. The Giants win a squeaker. Or I'm sorry, the Rams win a squeaker against the Giants. And how about those Arizona Cardinals traveling from west to east, going on the road to Philly in the second to last game of the season, and getting a huge road win? And I would imagine that the Cowboys can now actually thank the Cardinals for that, but that's a different story for another day. The Buccaneers play poorly and lose to the Saints. The 49ers roll the Commanders. The Jaguars shut out the Panthers. And the Ravens, the Ravens lay the smackdown on Miami Dolphins 56-19. And the Houston Texans defeat the Tennessee Titans 26-3. The Steelers outlast the Seahawks. The Broncos survive the Chargers. The Chiefs get a big win at home, and the Packers put a whooping on their NFC North rival, Minnesota Vikings. So my 2023 National Football League Week 17 pick results were 9 wins and 7 losses. It's not the 12-4 record that I've had recently, but it's better than a kick in the head, as most things are. All right, I want to insert some college football here and just talk a little bit about the transfer portal ruining the bowl games. In my opinion, this result between Georgia and Florida State of 63-3 was in part due to all the Florida State players being out. So we actually did not get the best version of this game. I'm not saying that it would have concluded any other way other than a Georgia victory, but based on this score right here, Florida State has no argument to even be included in the college football playoff. And are you telling me that all those players would have played if they were playing for a national title, but since they're just outside the precipice of that, then they just decided not to play? We have to fix this transfer portal thing, and we got to do it like right now, man, because I feel like OU losing to Arizona, not to say that Arizona's not deserving of the bowl win, but Oklahoma not having their starting quarterback, not being able to field their best team either. This not being able to field your best team in these bowl games is nonsense. And you know, I think that all these guys can wait to transfer after the bowl game's over. I mean, how is it that all of a sudden you want to decide not to support your teammates and or team that you've been with through the mud all season long with, and then it gets bowl time, and it's like, oh, okay, well, peace, guys, I'm out. You know, I got to go to Oregon or whatever. I mean, it's just absurd, and I think the rules need to be changed. That's my personal opinion, because this is not a great product. 63-3. I don't really care who you are. You know, you probably don't want to see somebody lose like that, because you're not getting to see the best product on the field. And that's what we all want to see, is the best product on the field. My 2023 National Football League Week 18 predictions are as follows. And this is going to be the week of the asterisk. And the reason I say that is because a lot of these teams are not starting their best players. So I picked these before I realized that Lamar was sitting or that Joe Flacco's sitting for the Browns and whatnot. So I'm just going to make my picks, and whatever the hell happens, happens, right? So this Saturday, January 6, 2024, Happy New Year to everyone, by the way. Saturday's games begin with Pittsburgh visiting the Baltimore Ravens in a classic AFC North matchup. My understanding is that Lamar is sitting for this game, so having said that, most likely the Steelers are going to try to win this game because they're trying to fight for their playoff lives, but I will take the Ravens at home to get the win. Next game, Houston Texans versus the Indianapolis Colts. This is to kind of see who either finishes first and or second in the AFC South, is my understanding. So this is a win and you're in, I believe, for one of these teams. And with that being the case, I'm going to go ahead and take the Indianapolis Colts at home to get the win against the visiting Texans. Sunday's games begin with Cleveland visiting the Cincinnati Bengals. This is the second Battle of Ohio for the season, and it's going to be a less interesting one, honestly, because if Cleveland's not starting their best option at quarterback, but Cincinnati doesn't have that luxury, so I would imagine this game is probably going to go to Cincinnati, but I'll go ahead and stick with my Cleveland pick here. Next game, Minnesota at Detroit. I don't know if Detroit's going to play all their best players either, but I will just take the Detroit Lions at home to get the win against the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Next game, Jacksonville Jaguars visit the Tennessee Titans, and I believe that Jacksonville is looking to win the AFC South with this win over the Titans. I think that would give that to them. So I'm taking the Jags on the road to get the win at Tennessee. Next game, New York Jets visit the New England Patriots in a classic AFC East matchup, and I'll take the visiting Jets on the road to get the win in New England. Next game features the Atlanta Falcons visiting the New Orleans Saints, and I think New Orleans is still fighting for their playoff lives as well, so I will take the Saints at home to get the win against the visiting Dirty Birds. Next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers visit the Carolina Panthers, and Tampa's also still playing for that NFC South crown. So I will take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road to get the win at the Carolina Panthers. Next game, Chicago Bears visit the Green Bay Packers. And Green Bay is still fighting for their playoff life as well. So I'm going to give them the nod here at home. And I'll take the Packers at home to get the win against the Bears. Next game, AFC West matchup. And I will take the Raiders to play spoiler to any remaining playoff hopes that Denver may have. And so the Raiders get the win here against the Broncos. Next game, Philadelphia Eagles at the New York, they might be football Giants. And I'm telling you, part of me actually wants to take the Giants in this game because, listen, this is another one of those dangerous games. With all these divisional games in the last week this season, your division rivals would love nothing more than to torpedo and or injure your playoff hopes and or seeding as much as possible. But I think Philadelphia is going to right the ship here because they know that they pretty much must. So I will take the Eagles on the road to get the win at the Giants. Next game, Seattle Seahawks visit the Arizona Cardinals. And after the Cardinals came off that tuning up of the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 17, I think the Cardinals carry momentum into this last game of the season, especially here at home, especially against the Seattle Seahawks. So I will take the Arizona Cardinals and the Red Sea to rise up and get this big W at home to close out this season. Next game, Kansas City Chiefs visit the Los Angeles Chargers. And I'm sure the Chargers cannot wait for the season to be over. And I think Kansas City will gladly help them terminate their season, but it will be with a loss. So I'll take the Chiefs on the road to get the win at the Los Angeles Superchargers. Next game, Los Angeles Rams visit the San Francisco 49ers, an NFC West matchup, and I would imagine that the Rams are probably going to be playing a little harder than San Francisco is in this game, as maybe they can improve their seeding or what have you, but I think San Francisco's set, locked into the number one seed. They're not going to get any better, so what do you really gain by playing all your best players? Probably not much. So, in hindsight, I should have probably picked the Rams in this game, but I'll go ahead and roll with the 49ers anyway. And I'll just put an asterisk by the whole goddamn Week 18 picks, right? Next game, Dallas at Washington. I'll take the Dallas Cowboys to get the win at the Washington Commanders. And then finally, the season ends with Buffalo playing the Miami Dolphins. And I'm going to go ahead and take the Buffalo Bills in this game here to get this win, as I know the Dolphins have lost Chubb now. And, how many quote-unquote good teams have they beaten? They just got smacked, and I mean smacked, by the Ravens after just barely squeaking by the Cowboys. So the Bills are playing hot. They're playing hot right now, and they're trying to play their best football right here when it really matters. So I'm going to take the Bills on the road in Miami to get this win against the Dolphins. Before I go, I want to thank everybody for spending some time with me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope everybody is having a great new year. I hope all of your new years are prosperous, happy, and healthy. And please, please, please be good to yourselves and each other until I speak with you again next week. God bless.